What if the moment you claimed Social Security at 62, you were handed a secret escape hatch and never even knew it existed? Most people think once they file for benefits, that decision is set in stone. Your checks get docked if you earn too much, those withheld dollars vanish forever, and you're locked into a permanently reduced monthly payment. But buried in the fine print of the Social Security rulebook is a one-time do-over that can wipe out those earnings test penalties and let you reboot your application, restoring lost income and giving you a shot at a higher benefit down the road. If you're still working at 62, this isn't just trivia. It's potentially the most powerful move in the Social Security playbook, yet almost no one talks about it. Imagine testing the waters with an early claim, continuing to work without fear of the earnings cap eating your retirement, then deciding within a year that those deductions and the stress they bring aren't worth it. You'd repay every penny you've received, including Medicare withholdings, file a simple form, and reset your clock. Months later, you reapply at a higher age, lock in a bigger benefit, and reclaim the income you sacrificed. That single 12-month window can transform a meager early check into a far more comfortable monthly payment without the years-long penalty you thought you had to accept. In this video, we'll walk through the hidden mechanics of this withdrawal option, why it's uniquely valuable for working 62-year-olds, and how you can execute it flawlessly before the deadline slips away. You've earned every dollar you've saved, and every benefit you're entitled to, and the Social Security Administration's own rules hand you a second chance. Stick around, because once you uncover this trick, you may never look at your retirement the same way again. The power lies in a little-known rule tucked away in the Social Security regulations. Once you've filed for benefits, you have a 12-month window to change your mind and withdraw your application entirely. It's called the withdrawal and reapplication option, and it's available only once in your lifetime. To qualify, you must be within that first year after your initial claim, request the withdrawal in writing using Form SSA 521, and repay every dollar you've received, including the amounts withheld for Medicare premiums. Do all that, and the Social Security Administration treats your first claim as if it never happened. Your benefit clock resets, and you can reapply later at an age that maximizes your monthly payment. Most people never even hear about this because advisors focus on when to file, not on how to undo a filing that didn't pan out. Yet for anyone still working at 62, especially those cautious about the earnings test, this rule provides a safety net. Say you decide to dip into benefits early to cover a gap, only to find that the earnings limit is too restrictive and you're worried about tax penalties or benefit withholding. Instead of being stuck with that reduced rate forever, you can use the withdrawal option to erase the penalties and start fresh when you're ready. It isn't an automatic process. You must file the paperwork before the 12-month mark and return all benefit payments in full. That includes reimbursing any Medicare Part B or Part D premiums that were paid on your behalf. And because you only get one do-over, timing and careful calculation are crucial. But executed correctly, this rule transforms Social Security from a one-way street into a flexible tool, giving you room to test the waters, adjust your strategy, and ultimately secure a higher lifetime benefit. For someone still earning a paycheck at 62, that flexibility can be the difference between living on a shoestring and enjoying the retirement you've worked decades to build. If you're still drawing a paycheck at 62, every dollar above the earnings limit can cost you a chunk of your benefits forever, unless you know about this one-time escape hatch. In 2025, the Social Security earnings cap for those under full retirement age is $22,320 per year, and for every $2 you earn above that, the SSA withholds $1 of benefits. That means a modest part-time income can wipe out thousands of dollars in checks you might desperately need, and any amounts withheld aren't held in a bank to be returned later. They're simply lost. For anyone who files at 62 and plans to keep working, this penalty feels like a tax on your hustle. But by using the withdrawal option within 12 months, you can effectively erase those withheld dollars as if your claim never happened, repaying only what you received and freeing yourself to reapply later without a permanent haircut. That do-over isn't just about clawing back lost income. It's about preserving your future benefit level. When you withdraw your application, you reset the clock on your primary insurance amount. Instead of locking in a reduced monthly check based on age 62 rates, you can wait until full retirement age or even age 70 to capture the maximum delayed retirement credits. In practice, this means you could test the waters during a year of uncertain income, see exactly how much Social Security withholds, and decide whether it's worth the trade-off. If it isn't, you simply repay the benefits and restart the process on your own terms. The result is a powerful planning tool. You gain real-time information about your benefit without sacrificing long-term income security. But understanding the why is only half the battle. Making sure you file the right paperwork before the deadline is where most people trip up, and we'll cover that critical step next. To pull off this do-over, you need to move quickly and follow a precise set of steps. First, download and complete Form SSA 521, the request for withdrawal of application. It isn't tucked away where most retirees expect it. You can find it on the SSA's website under Forms or request a copy by calling your local office. On that form, you'll enter your name, Social Security number, and the date you first claimed benefits. Then comes the crucial part. You must repay every cent you've received since that initial claim, including any Medicare Part B or Part D premiums the SSA paid on your behalf. That means if you collected $5,000 in benefits and the SSA covered $200 in monthly premiums, your total repayment would be $5,200. Once the form is complete, mail it along with a certified check or money order for the exact amount to your nearest Social Security processing center. Don't send cash or include extra payments just in case the SSA requires one-to-one reimbursement. After they receive your paperwork and payment, the SSA will send you a letter confirming the withdrawal and a revised earnings history showing 0 benefits taken. This process typically takes 4 to 6 weeks, depending on your office's workload. Timing is everything. You must submit Form SSA 521 and your repayment within 12 months of the month you first receive benefits. Miss that window by even 1 day, and the withdrawal option vanishes forever. Once the SSA processes the request, you'll have effectively erased the initial claim, resetting your age and benefit calculation. That allows you to reapply at any later age, full retirement age, 70, or anywhere in between, without the previous earnings test penalties. This step-by-step execution isn't onerous, but it demands attention to detail. A single miscalculation in your repayment amount or a late submission can cost you your one do-over. Next, we'll look at the critical pitfalls and deadlines you absolutely can't afford to ignore, because knowing how to execute is only half the battle. Missing that 12-month deadline doesn't just cost you convenience. It costs you the only do-over Social Security offers. Once you've filed your claim, you have exactly 1 year from the month you receive your first payment to submit Form SSA 521 and repay every benefit dollar, including any Medicare premiums the SSA covered on your behalf. Miss that window by a day, and the withdrawal option vanishes forever. That one-shot-only rule means there's no second chance, no appeals process, no mercy for late filers. But timing isn't the only trap. Calculating the exact repayment amount can feel like navigating a minefield. You must include Social Security payments, Medicare Part B and D premiums, any benefits withheld by the SSA, and even spousal or survivor benefits if you claimed them first. A single dollar's difference can be enough for the SSA to reject your request or count it as an underpayment, leaving you stuck with the original reduced benefit and no path to recovery. And don't assume your local office will help you catch mistakes. Many SSA branches simply process the paperwork without verifying every figure, leaving the burden entirely on you. Then there's the mail. You must physically send the completed form and your certified check or money order to the correct processing center. A misaddressed envelope, a lost payment, or a weekend postal delay can push your submission past the deadline. Electronic payments and online forms aren't options here. This is old-school paperwork. Finally, keep an eye on Medicare coordination. If you repay benefits that covered premiums, you need to ensure your Part B and D enrollments remain active, or you could face coverage gaps. That means contacting Medicare to confirm your status, which can take weeks. Overlook that step, and you may find yourself without drug coverage or facing late enrollment penalties. Steering through these pitfalls demands precision and urgency. Miss a deadline, miscalculate a repayment, or mishandle your paperwork, and you'll have surrendered your right to reclaim withheld benefits forever. But if you follow each step flawlessly, you'll reset your application and position yourself for higher benefits, setting the stage for a retirement strategy that works on your terms. By now, you've seen how a simple rule buried in the Social Security regulations can transform your benefit strategy from a one-way gamble into a flexible advantage. Claiming at 62 might feel like a permanent decision, one that locks you into penalties if you keep working and earn too much, but the withdrawal and reapplication option hands you back control. You can file early to tap benefits, gauge exactly how the earnings test affects you, and if the trade-off isn't worth it, use Form SSA 521 within 12 months to repay every cent, even the Medicare premiums, and reset your clock. That one-time do-over wipes away withheld benefits as if they never happened, so you can reapply later at full retirement age or beyond, capture delayed credits, and lock in a substantially larger monthly check. But the key is timing and precision. Miss the 12-month window, miscalculate your repayment, or mishandle the paperwork, and the option disappears forever. This isn't a loophole for the faint of heart. It demands calculation, urgency, and a clear understanding of your income and coverage status. Yet for anyone still drawing a paycheck at 62, it's arguably the most powerful Social Security trick in the book. Instead of letting the SSA dictate your monthly amount, you get to test the waters and then choose the moment that maximizes your lifetime benefit. So, before you accept a reduced early check or fret about earnings test withholdings, ask yourself, am I going to let this rule pass me by? Or will I use the system's own safety net to secure a higher income down the road? The choice is yours, but the clock is already ticking, and once that 12-month window closes, there's no turning back.